So this is the first thing you'll notice as you come down the street, the white bales of hay and the big farm building here. But you definitely can't miss all these classic tractors. So let's just take a walk up to the farmhouse where we're gonna meet David. David resides on the property here and will be helping host the event. Hopefully the wind's gonna kick up a little bit so you can see that nice proud flag they're flying there. We're gonna go talk to David and see what, if he'll give us a little tour of the property and what we can expect for the weekend coming up. We've got Daisy here following us around, enjoying the freedom of a farm. So there's David now coming out to meet us, so that's fantastic. But like I said, when you see the tractors, you know you have arrived. Hello, David.
Hello, Paul.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So thank you very much for helping host this event this weekend.
I'm just helping the hosts that are hosting it, but you're quite welcome. They're glad to have you out.
I appreciate you having me come early so we could give everybody a kind of an idea of where to go and how to get here. So if you would be so kind to give us a tour of what we can expect for September 2nd,
Okay.
Friday. What kind of time were you thinking people would be welcome to show up?
Well, Friday is just a meet and greet, and some of the people are coming from really far away, so we're not really too sure. We're thinking late afternoon, evening.
So later in the afternoon, in the evening is when people are pretty much welcome to show up then?
Yeah, there will be, it will seem like we invited others earlier. It takes a lot of work to get these things together. So there will be a few bodies here already that are coming in earlier in the week to help with stuff. Set up fences and get organized with parking and security and stuff.
Well, that's to be expected. I also volunteered my assistance, so hopefully you guys will be able to utilize me.
Oh, it will be greatly appreciated, Paul.
So where do you think you're going to get us shacked up for camping and with our trailers and tents?
Well, this field here, this oat field, hopefully it gets off in time. If it does not, this is going to be overflow camping or parking and whatnot. There is going to be other parking as well if this actually all needs to be used for camping. And if it's not off, it'll just get crushed. The host really doesn't care. He just wants the event to be a success. He wants Canadians to unite and get a real plan of action instead of just running around waving flags doing nothing. The front area with the tractors, some of the kids' activities will be done. The host's oldest son has a bunch of like old school family picnic type stuff organized for them. Water balloon fight, like three-legged race, scavenger hunt, things like that. He's got some friends coming. Some of the other Patriots that are coming are bringing their older children. We encourage everyone to bring their children. That's going to be our highest priority, to make sure they have fun. It's Labor Day weekend right before school starts back. So half of it's definitely got to be at least for the kids having a great time. We have serious stuff to do, so we're trying to make sure the kids have a lot of fun while we get to business.
So I noticed we got a couple young guys out here doing some farm work.
Those are my minis.
Those are your minis, eh?
They are. They're my rally buddies. We're not related. I just fell in love with them at a rally and their parents. And
What are they up to out in the field? What's this field going to be used for? What are they doing?
This is a fenced-in field. So that's where all the fires will be and smoking and stuff. And all they're doing right now is trying to level it so that it's not so bad for all the tent people. The trailers and stuff will be going in the other field because they're not sleeping on hard ground. So they have to every morning work it a little bit more. And all they're doing is dragging like small spikes across the ground to slowly level it out from all the hoof prints as it was a pasture. It's got to be done.
I know a lot of people, when they step out from the norm or they step away from what civilization is and go ahead and put their farm up here for a host event, they're risking quite a few things.
Everything.
Have the owners here already received any negative feedback for doing what they do, and do they expect any more coming in the future?
Recently, from what I've seen myself, they've been getting a lot more encouragement and support, far more than they expected, and they've lived here all their lives. They know a few that were hardcore supporters like themselves that are true Patriots, but they did not know how many closet Patriots were in the area that this summer especially, they've really come to appreciate. Like people talking when you jump into the tiny little grocery store here and stuff like that. Or they have an event which is sort of like a fall fair called Gala Days. And there was quite a few supporters in there, which surprised me because I went down with the minis and their mom. But
you were mentioning to me earlier that the minis, which in case you guys forget who the minis are, they're out here working hard, getting the field ready for you. So the minis you were mentioning have been having some troubles at school because of their feelings on a freedom and just basically voicing their opinions.
Oh, they get physically attacked and the teachers won't deal with it because they come from a freedom family. Like physically attacked. I think it was a week before school, 4 kids jumped them. Or the one kid had a tensor bandage on his ankle because he'd injured his ankle, and they just don't care. And then most of the time they're older kids. But yeah, it's every day that I was out here when I started coming out here, he'd come home in tears because he gets punched in the head all day at school. He's a freedom kid. The teachers don't care. They won't interfere with everybody or anybody that's freedom. The rules don't apply. Let's be whatever. But,
yeah, unfortunately, that's a sad truth I've been recognizing in a lot of different places.
The level of my fury at what happens at their school is ridiculous. Day after day, the closer I got to the family and watching that poor little guy come home every day in tears. And he's the nicest kid in the world. Like the family here is just the most beautiful, heartwarming people. They would give anybody the shirt off their back until somebody stabbed them in the back. And that's why they've been trying to do this since the spring. They don't want another party. What they want is an idea of what everybody wants in Canada and ideas on how we can move forward and do something other than have another drunk festival and honk and wave flags and burn gas and line the government's pockets with what we're doing. So we want to see how many people are still awake and how many ideas we can get. And we're open to any idea here. That's the whole idea of this. It's a brainstorming event. We want left, we want right, we want center, and that's what we're going to do on Saturday is we're going to discuss all that, and we're going to not necessarily shut all of them down, but the ones that really, like, why are you here? Those ideas are going to get tossed right away so that on Sunday we can actually have a set of ideas that we can pros and cons for. Like, is this going to work? Can it work? We want to have multiple plans on how we can move forward to actually make a difference and save our country and our countrymen. And all the kids are dead.
What I like the most is the fact that you and the hosts here are not closed-minded to thinking that you know everything, and you're looking to get as many minds as possible to actually come up with these ideas and plans, because that is just how you're going to do it.
Paul, our biggest strength is our diversity. Why are we not using it?
And was that old saying, united we stand,
divided we fall?
Divided we fall.
That's why it's not a group event. That's why it's not listed on the banner as a Freedom Fighters event. Because this is an event for Patriots. It's not an event for partiers. We have real shit that needs to get done. We have real discussions. We need to find real solutions. The time is up.
Apparently you mentioned you might be having the F. Trudeau trailer here.
Wendell has offered us his trailer before it gets stripped down for this event. He's too busy. He said he's going to try to make it for a couple hours, but he's donating us the trailer if we can get it worked out to pick it up. We have a couple options so far, because us going to pick it up is over $1,000 in fuel. Wow. And then we got to pay a driver because I don't have an AZ and the host doesn't have an AZ.
I do.
Oh, so you got a transport?
No, I don't have that.
We only get the trailer. But again,
I do have an AZ, but I do not have insurance, and I do not have a tractor to drive around.
It's 5 to 6 hours round trip to pick it up and drop it off, and then we've got to return it and come back.
Yeah.
So it's well over $1,000 in fuel for that alone. Forget about the pigs.
Oh yeah,
Forget
absolutely.
about, you don't even want to know the fuel bill for doing stuff like that. Plus, if we roll in more, the host has said that he will continue sacrificing. If his sacrifice so far has been made worth it, then he will create more room.
No, that's fantastic. I'm so amazed that there's people out here like this.
Oh, I've been out here for, wow, basically since Stansted, to be honest. and it never stops. It's a working farm. So the fact that he's done this, like the guy works 7 days a week, and he's still willing to do this. They sacrificed their family vacation to do this.
So that's there is the Elsa Craig water tower.
Yep.
In the distance there.
That's the way people would normally take, and it was a 3-minute drive to the grocery store, but the bridge is out and they're in no rush to replace it. So you have to literally drive around this block.
Which isn't that,
that's Elsa Craig right there.
Which isn't that big of a deal.
No, it's one concession. Literally one country block.
I just did it this morning, and Elsa Craig's a pretty little town to drive through as well.
Yeah, that's a nice little town.
All right, well, I know this was a lot longer video than I anticipated on making, but David's got a lot to say, and you know me, I can get gabbing as well. So that's one thing I've noticed between Dave and I this morning. We've already had a couple-hour conversation before we started the video, so be thankful for that, although you missed actually quite a good conversation. But I look forward to hopefully maybe having an interview with David in the future and discussing some of the points that we did off camera. And maybe on the coming weekend, we can get more people chatting. So thanks everybody. I hope to see you on the upcoming weekend.
And let me just one last time say, if you're interested in coming, bring your kids. Their safety is their highest priority. There will be nothing like Tilbury. That is my biggest priority. That's one of the things I'm doing here once it runs, is making sure that nobody's kids has any chance of anything going wrong.
So don't let the mask scare you.
No, there's personal reasons.
Personal protection.
Yes.
And I noticed the kids had them on too, and like you know, you're already mentioning, it is for everybody's protection. A lot of people won't even get on my camera, so I thank you for getting on, even if you had to have a mask. Anything last you'd like to say, David?
Come.
All right.
Come and be patriotic. Give us your ideas. We need them.
So our patriotic friends, please come on out and do some brainstorming on September 2nd to the 5th.